People get ready, but the train is coming. Don't need no baggage, just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesel humming. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Welcome, viewing audience and listening audience, to the People Get Ready video podcast with the legendary political guru, Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr., our president. Today, we have some hot breaking news. And the hot breaking news is a brand new opportunity making wealth real. Let me say that again. A brand new opportunity making wealth real. See the big bonus, July 15, 2023, www.mwrfinancial.com. It's Charles E. Bibb Sr. That is the website. At this time, I want to introduce you to a young lady who's going to bring to you some fantastic news. None other than Miss Candace Jones herself. Ms. Jones, take it away.
Thank you, Reverend Fair, for that great introduction. So I just want to give a short, brief introduction to SNAP Partners. You've heard me speak about it for quite a bit, but I'm going to talk with you a little later about how the free works. You get in for free, you stay in for free. We're going to talk about that with SNAP Partners and being your own boss for free, staying free. You can get your membership today by calling Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr. at 216-681-1469 or 216-659-4619, or attending the Trifactor Super Saturday, Saturday, July 15th, and more information will come on that soon. But don't want to hold up the show any longer, because we've got a lot of great opportunities and a lot of great news to share with you. So I'm going to turn it over to Reverend Fair again, and he's going to introduce our host for the day.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. Welcome again, listening audience and viewing audience, to the People Get Ready video podcast. Once again, with the legendary political guru, Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr. from Bibb's Record Shop, all the way from East Cleveland, Ohio, by the way of Bracknell. So now, take it away, Mr. Bibbs.
Thank you, Reverend Ben Fair. We've been on the summer break, but we're back, and you have not missed a step.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very kindly for the introduction.
Absolutely.
And as Ms. Candace Jones said earlier, we have a lot of free. And you have to listen close, because she's going to give a thorough report a little later and explain it to you how you can start making money, getting in free, and don't spend a dime of your money. I think that is an awesome opportunity. And speaking of opportunities, we have on the phone one of Cleveland's recording artists, entrepreneur, also known as the Queen, Miss Joanna Holly. Are you in the house?
Yes, sir, Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr., I am here.
All right, I'm glad to hear you here and in the house. Share with us what's going on right now with you and what we can look forward to.
I just want to share with everybody listening, no matter where you are. I have been involved in so many things over the years, so I don't have to tell you that because anybody that knows me already knows that. There's very few things I missed, and if I missed, I wasn't trying to get them, okay? So I have learned a lot, and I want to share just a little bit when we have time to sit down with uninterrupted and listen to my plan as to what I think we should do moving forward. Because there's so much going on now, and a lot of people are confused about which way they should go, whatever they should do. And people are, and I've done it myself all my life, been signing up for so many different opportunities, and they never finish them. They sign up today, they're excited. 30 days later, you can't find them. They don't know what happened. So we have to do a lot of things for ourselves, because the way that the government is going and all this confusion, we need to learn about the people that's issuing money to us, because the money that they're issuing is already our money. They owe us that plus, but we continue to work and diligently let them, they take our money every kind of ways, whether it's through the taxes, whether it's through whatever, it doesn't matter. They're always taking from you. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. I use common sense when I'm trying to make reasoning. Just common sense. I'm not trying to be a scholar. And if it don't make sense, it ain't gonna make no money, okay? So you can talk about it all you want to talk about it, how nice and great a program is, but if you ain't making no money, it ain't that great. But you need to be looking for something. Some people aren't looking for anything. And that's where the problem comes in, because now what direction do you go when you know nothing? And you're listening to other people say, oh, I made this amount of money. I made that amount of money. And you're looking at them like, yeah, right, I ain't gonna ever do that. So you don't believe yourself that you're gonna make it. So how are you gonna make it? So we have a way of training and showing people really so many things, because we've done it. Mr. Bibb can testify. We probably didn't lost more money than we made in a lot of different things, but we learned going through. And when we got to a certain point, we realized, wait a minute, we need to be doing something different. And that's what I want to share with you when we have the time to come in privately, sit down, show you the figures, and help you to get from point A to point B. Because there's a lot of money out there. I don't care what anybody says. The economy is bad. The only thing that's bad is what they're doing around this country. That's shameful. We don't even know anything about where's our reparations. I mean, come on. We've been talking about that for so long. We're not fixing to get them. You have to take almost what you want in this country. So that's all I want to do. I want you to think about it. Make a memory in your mind that when I come back, I want to be talking to X amount of people about the strategy that I have in mind and the money to help everybody. And I don't care if you only make $10,000. That's better than zero. And that's what I want to talk to you about when we have the time to sit down and make it make sense to you, and then you can make it make sense to others. Because if we don't work together, we're not going anywhere, okay? We're not going anywhere if we don't stick together and have a plan that works and we stick to it. And then we can just look up into the sky pretty much, and we can make things happen. So I don't want to go too long. I'm going to leave you here now tonight, but I'm looking forward in the future to working with the people who are sincere in what they want to do, so we can move forward and put more money in our pockets and our family than giving it away, because that's what we're doing. Thank you so much, Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr., for having me. We've been working a long time together. I've learned a lot from you. I appreciate that, because I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't have your help. So I have to thank you so much. And back to you.
Thank you, Miss Joanne Holly. And we'll take a hint from the billionaire companies. We're seeing something rather fair this week I never seen. All of the multi-billion-dollar companies are having a sale this week at the same time. Everybody's picking up their pace. Walmart, Target, Amazon, everything's on sale this week. because last week they released the figures, Miss Joanne, and the money is not there. So they got to move quick with the quickness. You follow me?
Oh,
So
yeah.
you're doing move fast. I've never seen all three of them move at one time. Thank you. All right. Now, Miss Candace Jones, would you step up to the plate, please?
Sure. So I'm going to share some information. I'm going to share some information on the Ohio State Issue 1. And I'm going to share some surprising information that some of you may not be aware of. Some of our listening audience may not be aware of. Cuyahoga County Republican joins bipartisan opposition in State Issue 1. Lee Weingart, a former Cuyahoga County Commissioner, was a 2022 candidate for the Cuyahoga County Executive. Count the Republican candidate for Cuyahoga County Executive in 2022 among the GOP opponents of State Issue 1, the proposal to make it harder to amend the Ohio Constitution. Lee Weingart, a former candidate who lost the Democratic County Executive to Chris Ronayne last November, posted an image in Twitter account Thursday showing what he said was an anti-issue 1 sign in his front yard. Please join me in standing up for Ohio citizens, said Weingart, a former Cuyahoga County Commissioner who mounted an unsuccessful challenge of the leadership of the county GOP earlier. And he went on to say, so Weingart declined a comment to the story, but he was active on his Twitter account responding to people who praise and criticize his stance. People hate when government tries to disenfranchise them, which is exactly what Issue 1 does, Weingart said to one of the Twitter users who, in an insult, appeared to accuse him of supporting abortion. If you oppose abortion, isn't it better to make a principled argument against the initiative than it is to cynically change the voting rules? Issue 1, which will require a 60% supermajority of voters to approve future changes to the state constitution. It is widely supported by current Republicans. Its backers include Ohio Republican Party, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine, U.S. Senator J.D. Vance, and Secretary of State Frank LaRose. Because its implications of a potential abortion rights ballot measure in November, it also has widespread support among anti-abortion activists and others within the GOP social conservative grassroots wing. So it goes on to say that some of those Republicans who are opposed to the State Issue 1 include previous two Republican governors, Bob Taft, who has taken the road to speak out against the issue, and John Kasich, as well as Republican former Ohio Supreme Court Justice Maureen O'Connor, and two former Republicans attorney generals, Jim Petro and Betty Montgomery. Other opponents to the State Issue 1 include organized labor groups, voting rights activists, the Ohio Democratic Party, Democratic U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown, and other elected Democrats. State Issue 1, if voters approve it, would amend the state constitution to require future amendments to get 60% supermajority instead of the statewide vote in a statewide vote in future elections in order to pass. Those are on citizen-initiated amendments. If it's a legislator amendment, that would stay at the current 50%. So it's not fair that it's only citizens amendments that would have to have the 60%. So that's why there's a lot of opponents opposition to the state issue 1 because it should stay at the majority, 50%. So the 60% is compared to what's already a 50%, which is a simple majority, which is a standard that's been in place for over a century. Early voting for the August 8th election began yesterday, which was Tuesday, July 11th. Voter registration deadline was July 10th. Election day will be Tuesday, August the 8th. Polls open at 6:30, close at 7:30 p.m. If you are not planning on voting in person, please vote by mail. It's very important that we get out there and vote so that we can turn this issue down and vote no on issue 1 on August the 8th. Also, remember that the voting laws changed as of this year. You must have a photo ID to vote in person early at the Board of Elections or on election day. And some of those valid voting IDs can be an Ohio driver's license, an Ohio state ID, an Ohio interim ID issued by the Bureau of Motor Vehicles, a U.S. passport or passport ID card, Ohio National Guard ID card, or U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs ID card. All of these IDs have your photo ID on them, and you must show a photo ID when voting in person on election day or early voting at the Board of Elections. But please remember, get out there and vote. It's very important that we get a good turnout. I know it's not normal election time in August. That's why this is a special election. It's only the one issue on the ballot, so it won't take you a long time to vote. Any other questions?
All right. Reverend Fair, any questions?
Yes, I do have a question. The program or the group that was helping people with the ID, are they still helping with IDs or vote writers?
Yes. So Vote Riders is a national organization that is helping voters to get their photo IDs or the documents needed to get their photo IDs. And if you want to contact them on how to do that, you can contact them by calling them. The number is 866-432-8683, or you can visit their website, voteriders.org, VOTERIDERS.org, and someone will help you out. They do have an Ohio office, so it's not like you're calling out of state. They do have a lot of people to help. So they are there to help you get your photo ID, and they're picking up the costs for that as well. So for those that are that were born out of state, they will help you get your birth certificate or your documentation that's needed to be able to get your photo ID. And it's different from state to state on the cost to get your birth certificates because some states are cost more than others. So you can contact Vote Riders. I'm going to give that number again, 866-432-8683. And the website is voteriders.org. And they will help voters out to get their documentation they need to get their ID. If you do not have a photo ID for the August 8th election, you can vote by mail. Vote by mail does not require a photo ID. So you can get the application at most libraries have the applications. You can print it off the Board of Elections website. You can go down to the Board of Elections and get a copy of it, but get it, fill it out, send it to the Board of Elections right away. They'll mail the ballot to you. You check off no for that one issue, mail the ballot back, and you're all set to go, because you just need your last 4 digits of your Social Security number can be valid for voting by mail. You do not need a photo ID to vote by mail.
That's great. That's great.
That's
Thank
a
you.
great report.
Yes.
And that service is needed
Right.
because of the cost of living is going through the roof and all of that. and you can get this free service. That's a
Right.
good report, Ms. Candace Jones.
And, one other thing I forgot to mention is with this issue 1, if it passes
Mhm.
on August the 8th, that would take effect immediately. So that would mean any citizens-led constitutional amendment changes on the November ballot would require that 60%. It also changes the number of signatures that are needed for citizens-led constitutional amendment changes. Right now, you only need signatures from 44 of the 88 counties, which is half of the counties. If this initiative passes in August 8th, it will require, going forward, it would require constitutional amendments to get signatures from all 88 counties in Ohio instead of just the 44. So I think it's very important to see that this issue 1 is not really fair to everybody going forward. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Good report. Speaking of good report, Reverend Fair,
Yes, sir.
while we were away on our summer break, so Supreme Court was pretty busy.
Yes,
Do you have any information on it?
yes, I do.
Thank you.
I have the Supreme Court. Number 1, we'll start with the Supreme Court guts affirmative action, effectively ending race-conscious admission. In a historic decision, the U.S. Supreme Court on Thursday effectively ended race-conscious admission programs at colleges and universities across the country in a decision divided along ideological lines. The 6 justices conservative supermajority decision invalidated admission programs at Harvard and the University of North Carolina. The decision reverses decades of precedents upheld over the years by narrow Supreme Court majority that included Republicans appointed justices. It ended the ability of colleges and universities, public and private, to do what most say they still need to do. Consider race as one of the many factors in deciding which of the qualified applicants is to be admitted. Chief Justice John Roberts, alongside a longtime critic of affirmative action program, wrote the decision, Mr. Bibbs, for the court majority, saying that the nation's colleges and universities must use colorblind criteria in admission.
Wow.
Justice Clarence Thomas, Ms. Candace, took the unusual step of reading from the bench parts of his leftly concurring opinion. He wrote, "See the university's admission policies for that they are rootless, race-based preferences. Those policies fly in the face of our colorblind Constitution. As we had done before, Thomas, the second Black justice appointed to the court, reiterate his long-time held view that affirmative action imposes a stigma on minorities. While I am painfully aware of the social and economic ravages which have befallen my race and all who suffer discrimination, I hold our enduring hope that this country will live up to its principles that all men are created equal, are equal citizens, are and must be treated equally before the law." That's it, Mr. Bibbs.
Wow.
No more affirmative action.
Mm.
And it's interesting that affirmative action is what got Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas in the college. So now he's, I guess,
he against.
can you believe that?
No. No,
That's the time that we're living in now.
no.
And also the Supreme Court limits, here we go, LGBTQ protection with rulings in favor of Christian website designer. The Supreme Court on Friday ruled in favor of a Christian website designer in Colorado who refuses to create websites to celebrate same-sex marriaging out of religious objection. A 6-3 decision was penned by Justice Neil Gorsuch and joined by Chief Justice John Roberts and Justices Samuel Alito, Amy Coney Barrett, what's his name, Konovich, and Clarence Thomas. And Justice Sonia Sotomayor penned a dissent joined by her liberal colleagues, Justice Elaine Corrigan and Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. The court's decision represents a devastating blow to the LGBTQ protections, which have in recent years been bolstered by landmark decisions at the nation's highest court, including one authored 3 years ago by Gorsuch, in which the majority expanded protection for the LGBTQ workers, and the 2015 case legalizing same-sex marriage nationwide is no longer, they no longer have that protection, Mr. Bibbs. The Supreme Court has now cut out the LGBTQ, legalizing the marriage for them.
My goodness.
Yes, and we have one more. The recent Supreme Court decision on student loan debt. This is a big one, Mr. Bibbs.
Oh,
On June the 30th, the Supreme Court issued a decision invalidating the Biden-Harris administration's student debt relief plan to provide up to $20,000 in one-time relief to more than 40 million students loan borrowers. President Biden recognizes how critical student debt relief would have been for tens of millions of Americans and their families. And he understands many Americans may be wondering how the court's decision will affect them. This decision from the Supreme Court means that the administration cannot move forward with the one-time student debt relief plan announced last year. The department had already approved applications for more than 16 million borrowers, but no longer can they move forward with those applications. Here's the ticket. If you will own payments this fall or just want to learn more, please visit studentaid.gov/debt relief. So, Mr. Bibbs.
wow. So the
Supreme-
plan that the president and the vice president Biden has been working on for a year, Supreme Court threw all that out.
Brought it out. A lot of people are looking forward to that student debt relief program.
Millions of people.
Millions of people.
And the Supreme Court did this, then they went on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah. We better leave that alone.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good report. Good
Yes, sir.
report. Good timely report. Boy, oh boy. Okay. Now,
We got
something
prayer.
big is happening. Go ahead, Ms.
I'm gonna-
Best.
I was gonna say to our engineer, Pastor Larry, that we gonna have to pray a little harder, Pastor.
Yeah, yeah. We got
Yes.
We want to pray a little harder.
Mhm.
We had to go into overtime.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Mhm.
In fact, our next not candidate, but our next subject, making wealth real, has stepped up the plate in the opposite direction,
All right.
trying to help people.
Yes.
In fact, it's so fabulous that I had to get in touch with Mr. Panicus of Detroit, Michigan, and asked him would he extend the time a little bit and break it down because some new stuff is going to come out this weekend
Mhm.
and share with our listening and viewing audience on our podcast. Mr. Panicus, are you there in Detroit?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you loud
Loud
and
and
clear?
clear.
Loud and clear.
And
All right, all right.
step forward and bring us some good news after that Supreme Court ruling. Thank you.
Yeah, I know that. I know that actually was a blow to a lot of people because you know, me being a former college student, you know, I had a lot of friends that came out of college that were, you know, as little as $5,000 in debt, all the way up to over $100,000 in debt, and literally was working for the government for at least 10 to 15 years after they were, you know, they got out of school, you know, because paying back those student loans. So I understand how much of a blow that was, but it was a good thing that you brought me on here because, you know, what we're going to talk about actually has a component that helps you with your student loans. Did you know that, Mr. Bibb?
All right, I'm glad I
Okay.
brought you on. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, actually, our company, MWR, and MWR stands for Making Wealth Real. They actually are a company that actually has something for the average everyday person, the working person, and it helps them get more money out of their paycheck. It actually has something for the business person, the person that owns their own business, whether it be a home-based business, whether it be an LLC, whether it be some type of corporation, whether it be small or large. And it also has something for the, you know, the let's say the MLM, you know, the person that is into network marketing. It has something for them. So it covers all the bases that are out here today. So what MWR is, it's a financial company that does a lot of different things. It has something in there, like I said, it has a component that helps people get rid of student loan debt. It has a bill shredder where they actually have a professional company that goes in and helps negotiate your bills down for you. It actually has a component where they show you how to go in there and get more money out of your paycheck every single pay period. They actually show you how to get more out of your tax return. They will go in there and review your tax returns for free and get you more money back. They actually have something where they show you how to set up trust and get and show you the things that the wealthy do that the average everyday person isn't privy to this type of information. I mean, we have so many things that we're doing to help the average everyday person and the above average person be able to secure things for their family and allow wealth to start happening. And you know how they say the person that's above your fireplace is the one that leaves money to their family? Well, you know, in our neighborhood, most of our homes don't have fireplaces, so you know nobody ever left anybody in our neighborhoods any money. Well, now, I heard somebody laugh right there, right? Well, now, MWR is allowing people to be able to get fireplaces because we actually have a home buying program to go in, get their credit right, They have a program where they allow you to pick out the house, and if your credit isn't good enough, they'll go buy the house, and they'll allow you to buy the house from them on a rent to buy process. So we got people getting houses that couldn't qualify for mortgages and get their dream home that could never get homes before.
Wow.
Now they can get a mantelpiece to put their family's picture above it and leave something to their family. See, MWR is a special program that now in the Cleveland area, Mr. Bibb has partnered up with, and now will be able to leave a bigger legacy than he has already as a former councilman. I'm telling you, this is going to be the biggest thing to ever hit the Cleveland area and the United States. MWR is something phenomenal. We have people, especially now with the second half, it's a twofold thing. See, just with the services that MWR has allowed people to be able to secure wealth. See, I didn't even tell you about the land banking. If people are interested in owning land, they show you a way to be able to purchase land at discount prices. In fact, they bought land out there in California already that is next to Silicon Valley, and it's the new, it's the land that people are buying, these companies are buying where they're building all the factories for the green initiative. And they say that is the hottest property in California right now. Our company bought this years ago, and it's growing at a rate of 40%. And you could buy parcels of land and you can own it. And as they sell it, you can make a profit. I mean, it's so much going that people don't understand what we have going on. But the second part of this is we have a compensation plan attached to it where you could actually help your friends get a membership to utilize these services that will help them save money, and you can make money at the same time. We have people over here that are cash flowing money, but it's helping their family save money, and they are changing their whole family's lifestyle. So, Mr. Bibb, I'm telling you, this is something that is so unique that people, when they see it, they are just, they're literally begging people to join. And all it is, there's no products, there's nothing to sell, and it's a membership. And you know how they say membership has its privileges?
Oh,
and that's what it is. It has a lot of privileges. In fact, I have a friend over there. His name is Mr. Brian Bean. This gentleman is cash flowing $45,000 a month. He has bought over 20 acres of land in Atlanta, Georgia, that he calls Bean Acres, where Zane, the author, just shot a movie on his back acreage that he rents out. So he's making money off of the land that he bought, that he has his house on. You know, there's a popular company that just rented it out for a commercial. He actually bought some land in Dubai with the money that he made by saving money with his bills. He actually was able to use the trust services because he learned that he needed to set up a trust, and he was able to save money by setting up a trust and putting all of his property and everything in the trust because of the wealth principles our company taught him.
This is
I mean,
heavy.
see, what we're teaching people are how to save their money and create wealth. And this is for the average person and the above average person. It doesn't matter if you work a job or if you own a business. Guess what? You are creating wealth, and you need to keep as much of it as possible instead of giving it away to the government.
Mhm,
I understand that.
mhm.
Fair.
Mhm.
Mr. Panicus,
Yes. Oh,
You
I
hear-
got one for you, Mr. Bibb.
okay?
We have something called a private bank. You can create a private bank account. It's a reserve bank account that is FDIC insured, but you could have your own reserve bank account that you can get 3 to 6% return on your money every month. In fact, there's a young man, I think he's 9 years old. He invested, I think it was $200 in that bank account, and he's earning 6% on his money. He's the youngest investor in the company, and he got a bank account of $200, and he's earning 6% every month. Guess what? He's earning more interest on his money than almost everybody in America on their bank accounts now. And guess what? That money is tax free.
Wow.
Okay.
People don't understand what the memberships are, what the benefits of the membership is. All I'm going to say is if I was you, but I'm not, but if I was you, I would get with Mr. Bibb and find out what you need to do to get in with MWR, because you can't afford not to. Because this coming Saturday at 3 p.m. at Chandler Park, where Mr. Bibb is going to be a documented multimillionaire that is going to break down everything you need to know about MWR. You're going to want to be there, and it's going to be a special that's going to allow you to get in and be able to get in at a special price.
Okay,
Get that number.
very good. Couple of questions before I get to mine. Reverend Fair, any questions or anything concerns?
No,
Ms. Candace Jones?
No, not at this point.
Okay, you touched up on something that I heard some of my business friends get before. Once they did their taxes and they went over them, they can get back more money. Is this building wealth membership? Explain that again to me, because you spoke about it. I want to make sure I heard it clear.
Right. What they have is they actually have a tax review service where you could upload your last 3 years of taxes. They'll go over it, and they will actually go over it and review and see if they can get you more money out of your last 3 years of taxes, and show you how you on your next year's tax returns can reduce your taxes for the future.
Did you hear that, Reverend Fair?
yes, sir, I did.
Get back on past 3 years
Mhm.
and can set it up so you can get it going into the future. That was my main concern. And then my other one, you made it clear. This is why I called you to ask you to give us this extra time tonight so that those listening and viewing can get their people ready to hear Robert Dean on Saturday explain this full and get trained on the business. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yes.
So we'll be doing it, and we'll have our Zoom set up at Chandler Park, so we can have a group there at the same time. And then I need to, when Mr. Robert Dean Jr. coming out of Atlanta, Georgia, is finished in our audience, I'm hoping, and that we'll have some people that will want to join. And I'm gonna do services to help us there. on Saturday if Robert Dean finish. Do you think you'll be able to be available?
I definitely will for you and everybody in Cleveland.
Right. And Ms. Candace, the reason I asked that question, I think that the deadline is Saturday night at midnight for the bonus for those who move up. Is that correct?
Yes, it is, Mr. Bibb.
Would you explain that one more time, please? About the
Yes.
bonus?
From now until Saturday, everybody that comes into the opportunity or that is already a member, everybody that signs up that you bring into the opportunity, they're doing double bonus payout. So you have an opportunity to get double bonus fast starts on anybody that you personally bring into the opportunity. So if you were to join today and you actually help somebody get a membership, you would actually get a double bonus commission until midnight Saturday night. So it is very important. You could actually get your money back off of your membership by helping other people save money on just everything. Because I'll tell you this, we had a young lady do the bill shredder and she got her cell phone bill from $199 a month down to $0.
Wow.
My goodness. Okay, back to the bonus. In other words, someone could join the night, bring a person in, and that person could join and they could bring somebody in. That could happen 2 or 3 times between now and Saturday, correct?
Yep, and guess what? They would get $100 per person.
Oh, have mercy. Now you're talking about name. Thank you, Mr. James Panicus.
I will say this, Mr. Bibb. We had somebody, we had a husband and wife who made over $1,000 in 5 days combined.
Oh, my goodness. All right. The opportunity is here. Just add yourself and get in line. I intend to do that myself.
All right.
And look forward to working with you on Saturday. Close
All
out.
right. I'll see you at the top.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
All right. Very good. And we'll take that and see if we can join in that line, making wealth real. Reverend Ben Fair, were you able to get the Republicans poll? How they doing that dozen of candidates you got for you?
Yes, sir, Mr. Bill.
Oh, let us hear that. We want to know that.
Okay.
There's a dozen plus candidates. How they lining up over there?
There's a report for the Republican primary candidate poll just came out in July 12th, Mr. Bibb.
Wow.
Yes, sir. And well, we don't have any big surprises, but I'm gonna tell you what we have. We have the ex-president Donald Trump at 49.4%. We have the governor of Florida, Mr. Ron DeSantis, at 21.2%. We have the ex-vice president, Mr. Pence, at 7.3%. And then we have Ramsey Ramey at 4.6%, Haley at 4.2%, Tim Scott at 3.2%, and Christie at 3%, Hutchinson 1%, and Burgum 0.2%. And the last person is Sarunzi at 0.1%.
Okay.
So
Pence is at 6%.
Pence is at 7.3%.
Okay, 7.3. Okay, who's after Pence?
It's Ram Swamy.
Okay, Spell that last name, please.
It's RAMASWAMY.
Okay, and his percentage,
It's 4.6%.
4.6.
Yes,
Okay, who's after him?
it's Haley.
Okay, spell his last name.
It's HAYHAL.
Oh, Haley. Oh, yeah. Nikki Haley. Yeah.
Yeah, HA.
I got her. Yeah.
Okay,
What's
And
her
it-
percentage?
4.2.
Getting dinner. Laura Singer did it.
Mhm.
And next,
And that's Senator Tim Scott. Is 3.2%.
8.2,
Mhm.
after Scott,
Christie
okay,
is 3.0%.
all right. Well, we'll have a little run. We'll see how that look next Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
If you would do that, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you very kindly.
Mhm.
All right. Ms. Candace Jones,
Yes, Mr. Bibb.
and you have some good news about free for us and
Yes.
what's happening with the SNAP partners.
So I spoke earlier about free, how you can join SNAP for free and stay in SNAP for free. Doesn't cost anything to join SNAP as a customer, a driver, a restaurant. If you join either one of those ways, the customer, you get access to all the different verticals. And the verticals are to help other people. So SNAP Partners started out as a food delivery service. It helps customers, drivers, and restaurants. It's saving restaurants money that they pay for the delivery services because they only charge $2 for delivery fee per delivery. It helps drivers because drivers get paid more than the other delivery services. And it helps customers because they could make money also. So you can make money off of all these different verticals and you sign up for free. Some of the new verticals that came out this year is SNAP Health Insurance, where SNAP resources will work with a broker to help you find a lower health insurance for you. We also have SNAP Energy, which as of June the 1st in Ohio, the energy rates went up for gas and electric, doubled or even more than doubled the rates. So SNAP Energy will help. Right now, we're helping commercial businesses with their energy rates to get lower rates than what they currently have for gas and electric. Residential rates will be coming soon, probably within the next month or so, but commercial properties definitely we are targeting on helping them out as well. And again, you get paid a commission off of all these different verticals. And again, you signed up for free, but you can make money out of these different verticals. The ERC program is still around to help businesses get a tax credit off of W-2 employees they had during the pandemic, 2020 and 2021. So that's money that's still out there for a business to get, and they can get up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. So that's money that's legal and legitimate. It comes through the IRS. It doesn't go through a bank. It's not money that you have to pay back, and you can get a commission off of that as well. So these are all different opportunities for you to make money, and you're signing up for free. And one of the things I like about this podcast atmosphere that we have here is that there are various different opportunities that you have to be able to not only help yourself out, but to help others out as well. So SNAP Partners is definitely here to help you out. SNAP Partners will be part of the Trifecta Super Saturday, this Saturday, July 15th at Chandler Park, 17325 Euclid Avenue. It's at the corner of Euclid Avenue and London Road. excuse me, the second floor conference room in room number 2011. Doors open at 2 p.m. So come and hear about SNAP Partners, come and hear about making wealth real, and find out how you can help yourself and help others as well. Again, that's this Saturday, July 15th, starting at 2 p.m. So look forward to seeing you and get started with helping to make money for yourself and others.
Great. Super, good report there, Miss Candace Jones, because there's nothing that me and Rev Fair don't understand about free. And we just got to let everybody else know that we
Right.
don't have free. And you don't want to miss trifecta Saturday Super
That's
Saturday.
Right,
And trifecta means the first three winners.
all right.
And the third part of that trifecta is the boardroom. You'll find out what that is when you get there Saturday. And it's gonna be awesome. All right, Ms. Candace, we will talk about Martin Luther King holiday. We had to talk about it early, Reverend Fair, because the state of Iowa came out to talk about it early for the state of Iowa.
Really?
They're gonna do their primary / caucus on Martin Luther King birthday.
Okay.
wow.
All right.
They're gonna be politicking all over Iowa
Oh, wow.
while we're back here parading and celebrating and everything. They're gonna be doing 100% politics.
All right.
And I don't know how to explain it to the people of Iowa, but I
Right.
guess it's of no interest to them. But it's major interest to us here in Ohio and the rest of the United States because it's a federal paid holiday. And Greater Cleveland, we will have East Cleveland Community Day celebration. It will start off at the East Cleveland Public Library. There will be a march from Public Library to Starlight Baptist Church. The library is at 14101 Euclid Avenue, and then march up to Starlight Baptist Church is 14516 Euclid. That marching will be led by Shaw Band,
All right.
and the whole city is gonna be involved in it. The city of East Cleveland, the city council, the East Cleveland Municipal Court, the East Cleveland School District, the East Cleveland Board of Education, East Cleveland Public Library, and McDonald Restaurant at Eddie Road and Euclid will be joining us under the leadership of Mr. Billy Shaw
All right.
and Mr. Art McCoy, who did the men having black women on 4th of July. You will be joining us as founder of Black on Black Crime Incorporated, and it's gonna be quite a day. And yours truly, Charles E. Bibb Sr., will be the coordinator of this super major event.
Right.
And I'm looking for everybody to join us. And after we march to Starlight, we'll have a 1-hour program followed by a absolutely free lunch.
Right.
And after lunch, the library will have documentary of Martin Luther King all day, right up to 4:30 in the afternoon. See the actual footage back in the day.
That's great.
We're gonna celebrate here. We don't know what they're gonna be doing up in Iowa. We're gonna be celebrating Martin Luther King on Saturday, January 13th, 2024. 11 a.m. kickoff to 4:30 at the library, where we will return to look at the documentary in that beautiful auditorium.
That's
All
great.
right. Ms. Candace Jones, do you have any news for us, or any information that we haven't given out yet? Any events coming up? Anything?
Yes, I do have some events I want to share. So I just got this information today about Leo's Casino Music Heritage Walk, 2 p.m. on July 15th. A raving concert starting with Crazy Marvin and the Blues Express in honor of Greater Cleveland residents. This will take place at 1956 East 75th Street. That's Saturday, July 15th at 2 p.m. Another event coming up is the NCNW, Commitment, Unity, and Self Reunite. It's a red affair. Put your heart into it. Save the date, Sunday, August the 6th, 2023, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And it will be dinner and fashion show and prizes, vendor tables, $50 tickets. And you can contact Gloria for tickets, 440-521-4525. And the last one I have is the Cleveland's Northeast Ohio CLUW First Annual Barbecue, Saturday, August 19th, 2023, 1 to 5 p.m. at the USW Local 979 Union Hall, 3421 Independence Road, Cleveland, Ohio. Tickets are $40. There's a great menu. You have two meal options. You can sponsor a table. It includes adult beverages. There's vegetarian options available. You can either eat there or take your food home with you. For tickets, contact Eloise